So you were asking about gaps in translation of innovations through to commercial products and useful impact for patients. There are actually, I think, about 5 of these gaps. The first one is what people actually work on in the lab and whether it is genuinely translatable or not. A lot of work is done in either very theoretically or on animals that aren't very good models for human disease. The second gap is really in the minds, I think, of most academics, most academic researchers, which is what they're driven by, is getting their grants, making their publications, getting their prizes, doing their lectures. The Nobel lecture will be the ideal one for all of them. They really don't think most of the time, most of them, about how this can be brought through. So that's one. The next gap is really the long process of development and regulatory approval. So lots of things fall out. If you take therapeutics, we start at about 5,000 drugs down the pipeline for every one that comes out. So that's an incredibly inefficient process. But even when those drugs do come out, or the products come out, what I was talking about a moment ago about the conservatism of clinicians and the busyness of clinicians, and also the lack of compliance by patients or adherence by patients. So we have to, even if something has been brought through, it's been developed, it's been approved, it's going to be reimbursed, there's still a barrier there. The fifth barrier is actually, I think, working back from what's actually happening to learn how we can do things better. So that's the big data revolution. So I think now we have companies like Google, but many other companies really looking to see what can we deduce from what actually happens in practice to what should be happening and what research would be most effective.